Their defense is I'm very disgusted right now. I'm looking forward to this thing. There's no excuses. Calvin wants to drive. If this man drops another pass, I mean, what is this brother eating before the games? Is he eating bagels with extra butter and forgetting to wash his damn hands or something? You can't catch the ball.
Kevin, why the hell is it this kid can't get on the field? Is he that bad? Say something. Tell me, is he not working hard enough? I want to hear it from you.
The Cleveland Browns did the unforgivable. They lost to the Jets off a bye week. Just because they lost that game, that wasn't the first sign that Kevin Stefanski needed to be replaced.
Something might be coming here soon for the Browns, perhaps a coaching change. Kevin Stefanski is top 5 on that list.
What happens when a coach's pride becomes more important than his team's future? When every fan, every analyst, and even his own locker room could see the truth, but he refuses to admit it? The Cleveland Browns are living that nightmare right now. After another humiliating loss, this time to the New York Jets, the organization finds itself drowning in controversy, frustration, and confusion. And at the center of it all stands head coach Kevin Stefanski, who continues to defend his decision to stick with rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel, no matter how bad things get.
Hold on. Oh my God, let's watch that again. Watch this. Dillon Gabriel, an NFL quarterback, just did. What are we talking about? I swear to you, if Shedeur Sanders doesn't come out in the second half of this football game, yeah, my guy right there, it's time. I might just jump ship. I might go all in on Bills Mafia. If Shedeur doesn't play today, it's Bills Mafia. I'm going to jump through a table and just make it official by the end of the day. Oh my God, you got to be.
Let's be real for a second. Browns fans have been through enough heartbreak to last a lifetime. From blown draft picks to late season collapses, it's been decades of maybe next year. But this season feels different. Not because the team is bad, but because the decisions being made off the field are even worse than what's happening on it. The Browns entered their matchup with the Jets desperate for a spark, something to reignite a dying season. Instead, they walked off the field embarrassed and lifeless, their record dropping to 2-9. The scoreboard told part of the story, but the real issue wasn't just the loss. It was how they lost and who their head coach chose to keep under center.
Is he working hard enough?
I think that's been an issue.
Why?
Because of the stories.
There was nothing coming out of Colorado that said this kid wasn't a hard worker.
But he was the starting quarterback and the coach was his dad. Now I think it's a different situation. I think, to be kind, I think it's been a difficult transition.
Working hard enough to get on the field.
I think that there are people in the building who feel that way. Yes.
Against the Jets, the Browns were outplayed, outcoached, and outprepared. Dillon Gabriel, the rookie quarterback Stfansky refuses to bench, looked completely overwhelmed. His passes were late, his reads were off, and his decision-making looked like that of a player thrown into the fire far too early. He finished with just 167 passing yards and no real moments of promise. The defense, usually the team's backbone, couldn't hold the line either, giving up not one, but 2 kick return touchdowns. Special teams collapsed. Momentum disappeared before the first quarter even ended. By halftime, fans already knew what was coming. Another ugly loss, another week of finger-pointing, and another press conference full of empty explanations.
I think the Cleveland fan base should just boycott at this point. We ain't buying no tickets. We ain't
not
coming
everybody
to the game.
feels the same way as you guys.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they
Yes,
do.
they
The fan base does.
The fan base does. Boycott the whole shit. Say we ain't coming unless Shador in. The game will be blacked out locally. Sometimes you gotta force your hand.
Ooh,
Cleveland
little
Brown fan.
boycott.
What we do know, our quarterback is not gonna look like a little scared little baby. That's what Gabriel look like right now. I guarantee you it don't look like that. What's the worst that can happen? It look the same?
What's your realistic expectations were?
Our realistic expectations is to see everything we got on our roster so we can know if we need to draft a quarterback in the first round or not. You might have one in your building right now. We gave him 5-6 games. Let's give him 5-6 games and find out. If he's not the guy, you a 5th round pick.
Let's talk about Dillon Gabriel. Nobody's blaming the kid for trying. He's doing his best. But the NFL isn't a developmental league, and the Browns aren't in a position to be handing out participation trophies. Gabriel's play has been described by analysts as painfully unprepared. His accuracy is inconsistent, his timing is late, and his pocket presence just isn't there yet. Every quarterback needs time to grow, but when the same mistakes happen week after week, it's no longer just a rookie learning curve. It becomes a sign that the coaching staff is setting him up to fail. And that's what has so many people questioning Stefanski's judgment. Why keep forcing a player into a role he clearly isn't ready for? After the Jets loss, Stfansky doubled down. In his post-game remarks, he told reporters he was sticking with Dillon Gabriel as the starting quarterback. He said he believes in the young man, wants to help him grow, and thinks consistency will help him develop. On the surface, that sounds noble. Loyalty, patience, leadership. But beneath the surface, it feels more like denial. The season is effectively over. The Browns aren't fighting for a playoff spot. They're fighting for direction, for identity, for hope. This is the time to evaluate the future, not cling to the past. And that's where the name Shedeur Sanders enters the conversation. Shedeur Sanders, the highly anticipated rookie quarterback and the player many fans see as the future face of the franchise, continues to sit on the bench. He's athletic, dynamic, and most importantly, ready for a chance. Every week he's inactive, the frustration builds. Analysts argue that with the season already lost, there's no logical reason not to give Sanders real NFL experience.
It's just time to just give him a shot. They got Baltimore at home. Okay, just give him a shot because the world wants to see it. I think the locker room wants to see it. And I know coach is going to say, yeah, but he just doesn't know what he doesn't know. And you're right. It's the hardest position to play in sports by far. Yeah. But I think he was born to play it at this level. And I think that team will start to percolate and take off with him under center.
It's not just about wins and losses anymore. It's about evaluation. The Browns need to know what they have before heading into the next draft. They need to know whether Sanders can lead this franchise or whether they'll need to look elsewhere. But Stfansky won't budge. He continues to claim Gabriel gives the team the best chance to win, even though the results clearly say otherwise.
And then but here's where this year is the most damaging, Cam. This year is more damaging than any in recent memory because we knew all of these years that they did not have a quarterback and therefore their offense was compromised.
They've gone all in this year.
But stay with me. But this year, the combination of getting better quarterback play than you've had in the last 5 or 6 years, combined with the money that you had invested in the defense in the offseason, which I think was around $175 million.
The most expensive in the league.
The most expensive in the league and the second oldest in the league.
This decision has set off a firestorm across the sports world. Analysts have called it stubborn, reckless, and even organizational malpractice. Many believe Stefanski's pride is clouding his judgment, that he's protecting his own system rather than doing what's best for the team. They point out that Stfansky built his offensive philosophy around structure, discipline, and analytics. He loves predictability. But football isn't always predictable. Sometimes you have to trust instinct, adapt, and make bold choices. Sticking with Gabriel despite overwhelming evidence that it's not working isn't loyalty, it's ego. And that's the harsh truth critics are calling out.